Gatha on opening the sutra. The Dharma incomparably profound and infinitely subtle is rarely encountered even in millions of ages. Now we see it, hear it, receive and maintain it. May we completely realize the Tathagata's true meaning. All right. Good evening, everyone. I really didn't want to say anything tonight because it's such a beautiful night. And, you know, we have so many words and so many stories about what's happening. And that intuitive knowing, intuitive truth that is always present. Doesn't get enough time, doesn't get enough attention. We don't spend enough time with our intuition, our face before our parents were born, enough that we can trust it. And yet, trusting that is the difference between having a good life and a life of struggle, even in the midst of difficulty. So, here we are. I guess one good consolation is that my words are not separate from that mind of intuition, that clear light mind. So I've been asked to continue to teach on death, bardo, and rebirth. And we are up to the bardo state. So we're going to look at that. And as I was working through the material, everything felt very speculative. Felt my younger teenage self saying, "How do you know that? How do you know that? Who said that?" But nevertheless, if we're really honest with ourselves, we all do have some kind of a story about what we think happens after death. Everybody does. So this is the story that comes down to us through the tradition of Buddhism. And as Buddhists, we're always hearing it in and through the midst of this intuitive clarity, prajna mind. And we lead with the fact that it's made up. Like all good myths are. And like all good myths, there's some sort of a truth being ferried across in the words. So let us see what this myth is, what this story is, and what truth it's uncovering. But at the very least, you can hear these teachings and compare them to your own, perhaps unconscious or conscious understandings of what happens after death. Right? Okay. So we left our person off really at the moment of death, where the clear light, it's the clear light moment of the death process. And it is said that the mother clear light, the clear light that is so of reality, mixes with our child clear light, right? That we have contacted and cultivated and trained in as practitioners of awakening. It's said at this state that it is so quiet, quiet. No thoughts, no disturbance. Everything is so settled. And of course, while we're practicing, can't guarantee the no thought thing, right? But we get a glimpse and a taste of that quiet, 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 of no disturbance. Something happens. There's a waking up from that clear light merging of the mother and the child. And it's called the indestructible drop. So when we're born, we come in with one aspect of that indestructible drop, which is always with us. Indestructible drop, I guess you could say, of our consciousness, that is always with us until we are fully enlightened, until we have reached full and complete Buddhahood. And then there's another aspect of that develops when we take birth, when we become human. And that drop opens up when we die, and it allows the consciousness, this super indestructible part of our consciousness, to be released. And it is said that the bardo, the next phase of what's happening for us in our consciousness, is created from this consciousness, and also what's called the 5 colored luminous airs or energies. And for those who are practicing White Tara, we work with these 5 colored luminous airs and energies all the time. They carry the aspects of Buddhahood: pacification, magnetizing, profound, how shall I say, dignity, prosperity, mostly spiritual prosperity, but also physical. They also carry energy to complete our Buddha task. And they also carry the power to protect. And once we have established our own bardo, which is really interesting. Think about that, right? So, Gallic Rinpoche said famously, good life, good death, right? So, this purity of heart and the harmony in action that we have really dedicated this year to is all about what is that good life? That good life that we carry forth. So, here we are with our 5 colored luminous airs and energies and our consciousness. And in that we establish the bardo. And we also establish our bardo body. Interestingly, the bardo body is also called an air body. It's also called a smell eater because apparently it lives on incense, fragrance. Isn't that interesting? And so a bardo body is called a bardoa. And Rinpoche says, bardoas never sit still. Constantly moving, running around, trying to find a new place of birth, and looking for food, so looking for smell. Isn't that interesting? And a bardo, every 7 days, the bardo body dies. So this is death process that we went through as a human. It also gets replicated in the bardo. We went over that a lot the other day, so I don't want to go into that as much. This bardo body is also called like a Sambhogakaya body, so it's like a dream body or a bliss body, or sometimes called the reward body. The main thing to really appreciate is that it's made of mind. It's like magically born. Can just fly around anywhere. In this text, Rinpoche says, it thinks Tokyo, and it's in Tokyo. It thinks Geneva, it's in Geneva. It thinks New York, it's in New York. It is said that the Bardoa body has full senses, all the aggregates, consciousness, and is incredibly subtle and very difficult to be destroyed. The only thing that can destroy a Bardo body is entrance into a womb. Isn't that interesting? The example is given that, it can pass through mountains, and even the Buddha can't stop a Bardo body. It is said that in the Bardo, a person can also attain the stage of no more learning. So in this case, it would be realizing prajna paramita. So it makes sense, right? When we were doing the vigil for Soke, we were teaching her and reading all of those texts. Especially the first one, the Diamond Sutra, is very wisdom-oriented, very wisdom-heavy. So that was for her to be able to realize prajna paramita in this Bardo state. A Bardo body can only die so many times and come back. Now, interestingly, when it is said that in the text that when a Bardo body dies after 7 days and another one appears, it's of a similar type. So you can be like a human Bardo body, you can be an animal Bardo body. It is said that the Bardoas who are like more advanced, so to speak, more on the enlightened path, can see each other and everybody below. But the Bardoas that are on the baseline right there, that are maybe in animal form, can see each other, but they can't see above. Rinpoche makes a really strong point that a Bardo being can't see their own body because they're in a totally different realm right now. So they can't re-enter the human body that they've left. You can feel how this whole death process, there's so much change going on, so many deaths and rebirths and deaths and rebirths. In this human realm, we go for long stretches, years and years, hopefully, without having to go through the tumult of dying and being reborn, dying and being reborn. But in this Bardo state, you go through it at least maximum 7 times, right? So it's said that we pray for the deceased for 49 days because each life is 7 days long. There's a lot of discussion about what different beings look like. Lower Bardos beings tend to be in darkness and have a feeling of dark-colored blankets. Joyful Bardo beings experience a beautiful shining moon and the feeling of being surrounded by white blankets. And interestingly enough, one of the Tara practitioners was doing the sadhana for Soke. She had a very clear vision of Soke being surrounded by white and having a blanket of white over her with all the different colors of the Tara shields. And she had not had this teaching. That was just her own spontaneous vision, which is pretty remarkable, actually. Let's see. Bardo beings appear like the person of their future. So who they're going to be when they're approximately like teenage years or 20 years old. So if you don't find where you're going to be reborn by the 49th day, you just gotta take whatever comes up, because you gotta go. So I think it's best to kind of be a little like, I gotta get this done before that 49th day. Because who knows what's left, right? It's like, you know, there's a sale. You're there at the 49th day. All the good stuff is gone. I don't even know if that's right or not, but I'm just saying. It could be. We are in the land of deep myth and speculation, right? Let's keep remembering that. So, let's say you found a place to take rebirth. What's happened here? What's happened is you've had a karmic connection with the parents, so the male and the female, the egg and the sperm person. And they've had a karmic connection with each other. And this is so interesting. It's said that if you're male, you're quite drawn to the mother, and that you experience hatred towards the father. Now, it's interesting, in the Lam Rim, it talks a lot about how even right at the outset in this human realm, we've got this problem of these negative emotions that are like right at the bedrock and the foundation of us coming into life. It said if you're female, you're drawn to the father, but you're jealous and feel very competitive to the mother. It's also said that someone's doing their business, or maybe there's a petri dish doing its business. I'm not sure exactly how that all works out. They didn't have those kind of things back in the day when these texts were written down. It's said that the consciousness of the Bardoa can enter the body anywhere. So it doesn't have to be through the genitals. It's going to be anywhere, through the head, the leg, whatever. And again, this issue, this problem of anger is right at the foundation of our human experience, because what happens is, like, you've been flying around, feeling free, right? Living on some nice fragrance, perhaps Chanel No. 5, you know? You hit the body, and it's like, wait a minute here. This is not my beautiful life. I'm a little stuck. And you get kind of mad, right? And when you get mad, that's when the magical spiritual being of the Bardoa body dies and you're actually reborn in the womb. Isn't that interesting? And it said this particular moment is like a really big death. Again, every time we're experiencing that death, we're also experiencing the clear light. So there's so many times to merge with that clear light. And quite frankly, anytime you're sitting and doing Zazen, you are merging with the clear light. It said that the moment after the clear light of death of the Bardoa enters the womb, that's called birth. So it's really early on, right? That's like we're at the zygote level, right? So this is how they describe the zygote. It's like boiled milk covered with skin. And kind of keeps going, and this is where I start to feel like, wow, this is like really super speculative, but I think I need to honor the tradition, and we need to be able to hear the tradition. This is where it's kind of true. So the gross physical body is being formed from the zygote, right? In and through the zygote. For Buddhism, the elements are super important. So this is where the earth, air, fire, water, and especially what they say is that the airs hold all of the elements. And remember, for that death process, that the mind rides the airs in the body. And airs is kind of like ki, chi, energy, right? So this creation of the elements, I guess, expanding and growing and forming organs and this, that, and the other thing. The main thing is there's something about being human where the way the mind is riding on these elements, I don't understand it, but this is apparently very important for awakening and enlightenment. And I wish I could find out more information about this. I can tell you what I've felt internally myself, right? So for the first week, it's like boiled milk with the skin. The second week, it's like yogurt. And by the third week, there's enough organ development that the consciousness moves to the heart level. And this is important because once the consciousness moves to the heart level, then you're like have the conditions for what will happen at death, right? And this is where the most subtle air, the most subtle energy, the most subtle mind, the purest aspects of the red seed and the white seed. So the red seed and the white seed is another term for semen and egg. So the semen is the white seed and the egg is the red seed. And this consciousness coalesces in the heart level, and it is considered, let's see, its aspects, I guess would say, is the purest aspects of the red seed and the white seed. Now, whenever you look at a flag, right? How many flags do you see that are red, white, and blue? So the red is the female, the white is the male, and the blue in this tradition is considered to be human. So there's something very elemental about those colors. It's said that it's moving to the heart level and it becomes a little dot, an indestructible drop. So this would be the indestructible drop that stays with us while we're in the human body, which is sort of the second half of the other drop that's always inside the consciousness, no matter where it is, that will be there until we attain full and complete Buddhahood. And so it's in the heart center. It's in the central channel. This indestructible drop is called the palace of energy and mind. Right? And especially when we're working with the Tara sadhana, we always dissolve Tara to our heart center. Interestingly enough, the red drop is considered to descend to the hara, and the white drop would ascend to, like, I think around the third eye area. And from there, it's said that there are 72,000 channels that develop in the body, along with the organs and the elements. Two channels that are very important. So you have the central channel, and then you have the right channel and the left channel. And it is said that they wrap around just naturally 3 times around the central channel. And if you are full of negative emotions, craving, hatred, or whatever, you really fill that left channel and that right channel with so much gook and bleh that it just goes, they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and they really start to strangle that central channel. And of course, when we're sitting, right, we are so opening up that central channel. And when we talk about purifying negative emotions, when we talk about purifying the craving and the anger and the hatred and all of those things, that's because we're actually opening up our channels, and the mind is then able to ride the air and the energy of all of the channels, as opposed to feeling completely stuck and depressed. Right? So this is something of the spiritual understanding of what it means to be human, to be born a human, something of what it's like after death. When we're practicing and we are working with the 3 bodies of the Buddha, so the Dharmakaya, the body of the Absolute, and the Sambhogakaya, this reward body, and the Nirmanakaya, the manifest body, we are actually bringing to life our Buddha body in this human body, right? So that when we die, as the story goes, and we all hope, cross our fingers, right? No one really knows for sure, but the consciousness has been purified, the airs have been purified, everything has been purified, so you just naturally arise as your Buddha body with all three aspects intact. And then you get to decide, I imagine, do you want to come back, maintain your bodhisattva vow and just stay here in samsara until it's completely emptied? Or maybe, I don't know, I think you probably have a lot of choices. So this is the end of our discussion about death, bardo, and rebirth, and I hope that this has been useful. Rinpoche has his text, his transcripts that I took the information from, so welcome to take a look at that if you want to look at it and study it a little bit more. Thank you.
Beings are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The Buddha way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Beings are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The Buddha way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Beings are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to to